Tiny Love. We're gonna have interview with Papo Luv, and we're gonna get some history. We're gonna go deep into Brooklyn and a lot of old school rock dance history. Hopefully, you guys gonna like it. All right. So, Papo Luv, just give me a little brief history of your style and how you came up about.
Well, for starters, my family is from Puerto Rico. My mom was born out here, up in the Lower East Side, Manhattan. I was born in Manhattan. I lived in the Bronx for a little while, up on Andrews and Colwell, and been there for a while. Grew up there, and when I was a kid, I used to see a lot of the guys uprocking or war dancing. So that kind of like stood in my mind. So then we moved to Brooklyn when I was about 6, 7 years old. And they were doing that over there in Coney Island where I started living at. And so I started mimicking it. I started hanging out with my cousin up in Manhattan, up in the Bridge Apartments on 181st. He was in a crew called Rockwell Association. So I noticed he used to do a lot of floor work, but his main thing was graffiti. He used to write Nace. I love him to death, but he turned out to be a crackhead. He got caught up in the 80s with the crap, and he's homeless. He lives at 181st and 168 and Autobahn out there in Manhattan, Panhandle, whatever he's doing out there. He has a lot of history. His name is Nace. He was the one that turned me on to floor work because he used to belong to a crew called Rockwell.
Nice.
But I started doing some floor work just to bug out because I thought it was cool. And he also used to talk about Crazy Legs back then. Rock Study wasn't out yet. At that time it was Rockwell that I knew, and they were from the Bronx. And they used to come over to Manhattan a lot, and usually there used to be a lot of street jams, something that we don't have anymore. They used to have a street jam in Manhattan like every other week, and you always hear about Crazy Legs and his people out there with the Rockwell Association. And my cousin used to hang out with them a lot. And we used to be in the Bridge Apartments a lot. So, being that said, I'm from Brooklyn. I live in Brooklyn practically all my life. And
Where in Brooklyn?
in Coney Island.
Oh, nice.
Coney Island, up at Surfing 33rd, Carroll Gardens, out there. I used to go to Grady when I was a kid. And basically, we really didn't have a lot of out-rocking crews there. That was not really a big scene back then. What was out there was Crazy Homicide, and the leader of the Crazy Homicides was Nelson, let him rest in peace. And Football, and Superman, and Caveman, and Jesse, and Crazy, let him rest in peace. And Peaches and Mermaid, those are the girls I used to hang out with. I was real young. They used to kind of cater to me. That's how I got my name, Papo Luv. Because everybody used to cater to me because I was the cutest kid on the block. Well, being the cutest kid on the block, I must have robbed everybody in the neighborhood because they said to do it, so I had to do it. That's the way it was in the streets. We had a lot of abandoned buildings, bricks all over the place. That was our park, Misery. The park that we had was Misery, but we had fun in the Misery. As a matter of fact, not just Brooklyn, Bronx was like that, parts of Manhattan was like that. We made the best out of nothing. What I learned from that era was brotherhood and your word. And if you ain't had that, you ain't shit. And I carry that code to this very day, and I'm 48. I'll be 49 next month on April 11th. I now live in Florida, and I came out here to visit some friends, which a lot of them died from the homicides. A lot of them, and also from the Dirty Riders and Guards' children out there from Coney Island. A lot of them had HIV. One of my friends named Jose, he got his legs amputated. He's also HIV positive. He was also a homicide. It's sad, We ain't had no outlet. The only outlet we had was each other, man. And if you're watching this video, man, that's all you fucking got. Each other. So enjoy each other, because we're not gonna be here too long. You know? And now that I see like a rewind back to the past, and I'm glad to see these young guys doing our old war dance that kept us happy and forget our misery. We used to drink beer out of our boots and flash colors and hang out on the beach. I'm a beach bum from Brooklyn, man. I'm from Coney Island. I'm a straight up beach bum, man. We used to hang out on the boardwalk all that. We had more parties on the boardwalk than anything else. Especially when we used to rock and we used to have the people going like congas or little bongo. Man, that sounds like Puerto Rico out there on steroids, but it was Brighton Beach. You know, but I miss those times. We really have time for ourselves. No authority. You ain't had to pull a permit just to have a jam. Shit, we used to go to the street lamps and used to pull electrical and just to connect it to our freaking stereo system just to spin a record and have fun. We made our own entertainment because you know why? We were unified. We were unified, and that's all we had was each other. But that being said, uprocking was a way to express myself. Like, I had an interview with Pop Master Fable about that, and it was just a way to express ourselves and taking misery and turning it into a fucking dance. And the word rock means I'll rock you, man. Not rock you. Rock you, man, meaning fucking you up. You know? And it came down that there was too many cliques killing each other, like Dirty Ones, Assassinators, Turpin Saints. You know, I used to be an assassinator. I used to be a YA with my man Kid. And the leader of the assassinator was my man Stingray. He lives out there in Louisiana. I spoke to him the other day. Good guy, man. And my man Cat, you know, from the Assassinators. Assassinators, love you, miss you. They usually be out there in Sunset Park. You know, everybody thought it was Bay Ridge. No, they're not Bay Ridge. They're from Sunset Park. Dirty Ones are from Bay Ridge. FMDs are from Union Street. Matter of fact, my man at the Indio, the one that gave me my tattoo over here, from the FMDs, and my man Animal and who else? Alien. You know, miss those guys. They were really good troopers. And also, then the rocking crew started coming out, like all-star dancers, ASDs, GMC Grandmaster Crew, or GMD's Grandmaster Dancers, TPC, the Prog Crowd, TCC, the Crash Crew from Westminster and Church up on Kane Avenue at the parade ground. I've been exposed to each and every fucking group. I even met dynasties and masterminds all up in the fucking Himalayas, up in Coney Island when we used to dance. That was my mecca of rock. I met every fucking rockers in that bitch, and I became one of the fucking best up in the Himalaya. And anybody that been in the Himalaya knows about Papo Luv. I was from the BVD crew, which I established it in 1980, and it really stands for Beyond Violence and Disorder. We're beyond the violence. We're beyond the disorder. We're better than that. It was like a Zulu movement. And at that time, you had a lot of God bodies trying to bring peace because there was too much blood in the fucking streets, man. So the dancing